The oldest copies of the Bible are finally coming to America, and they're bringing some friends. The Museum of the Bible just announced today that it will host the 75th anniversary tour of the Dead Sea Scrolls starting this November. These aren't just old manuscripts, they are the earliest known copies of the Hebrew Bible, discovered in caves by a Bedouin shepherd. This exhibition will feature fragments of Genesis, Psalms, and the mysterious Book of Giants. But that's not all. They're also displaying a stone from a synagogue where Jesus taught, and, get this, actual wooden fragments from a 2,000-year-old boat discovered in the Sea of Galilee, a Jesus boat. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see the artifacts that prove the Bible's survival over millennia. This is the closest you can get to touching the world of the Bible without a time machine.
Archaeologists just found proof that the sun actually stood still. For centuries, the story of Joshua commanding the sun and moon to stop in the sky has been dismissed as a myth. But a new book published today reveals stunning evidence from a 9-year excavation at Tel Gezer in Israel. Archaeologists unearthed a Canaanite water system designed around solar movements and found artifacts dedicated to sun god worship. The theory? The Canaanites were obsessed with the sun, and the biblical account of it freezing in the sky would have been a direct, terrifying assault on their primary deity. The new findings suggest the event was so significant it was recorded by multiple cultures. This isn't just a story anymore. It's a scientifically investigated event. Science may have just proven one of the Bible's most unbelievable miracles. What do you think?
The Bible's most graphic assassination happened in a bathroom. This isn't a Quentin Tarantino movie, it's the Book of Judges. The story features Ehud, a left-handed Israelite hero, on a mission to kill the obese King Eglon. After claiming he has a secret message from God, Ehud is granted a private audience with the king in his cool rooftop chamber, likely the royal toilet. He then unleashes a hidden, custom-made dagger and plunges it into the king's massive belly. The blade disappears entirely into the fat, which closes over the hilt. Ehud escapes, locking the doors behind him, leaving the king's servants to assume he's just taking a long bathroom break. It's a brutal, visceral, and cunning story of espionage and rebellion that's more like a spy thriller than a Sunday school lesson. The Bible is bloodier than you think.
This church offering killed 2 people on the spot. In the early days of the Christian church, believers shared everything. But a couple named Ananias and Sapphira decided to cheat the system. They sold a piece of property and publicly donated a portion of the money, while secretly keeping the rest for themselves. When confronted by the Apostle Peter, Ananias lied, claiming he had given the full amount. Instantly, he fell down and died. 3 hours later, his wife Sapphira came in, unaware of what had happened. Peter asked her the same question, she told the same lie, and she too dropped dead on the spot. The story sent a wave of fear through the early church. It's a terrifying account of divine judgment against hypocrisy, and a stark reminder that in the Bible, lying to God can have immediate and fatal consequences.
God's military strategy was so crazy. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. The Israelite army had 32,000 soldiers, but God told their leader Gideon that was too many. First, he sent home anyone who was afraid, leaving 10,000. Still too many. Then God had them drink from a river and kept only the 300 men who lapped water like a dog. This tiny, bizarrely chosen group was now facing a massive enemy army. Their weapons? Trumpets, empty jars, and torches. The plan was to surround the enemy camp at night, blow the trumpets, smash the jars, and shout, The resulting chaos caused the enemy to panic and attack each other in the confusion. It was a victory achieved through psychological warfare and divine intervention, not brute force. It's the ultimate underdog story, proving that sometimes the most unconventional plan is the most effective.
A priest murdered 2 people having sex, and God rewarded him for it. It's one of the most controversial stories in the Bible. The Israelites were camped out, and a plague was sweeping through, killing thousands. At the height of the crisis, an Israelite man brazenly brought a foreign Midianite woman into his tent in full view of Moses. Phinehas, a priest and grandson of Aaron, saw this and was filled with zealous rage. He grabbed a spear, went into the tent, and drove it through both the man and the woman, killing them instantly. The Bible says that as soon as he did this, the plague stopped. God then praised Phinehas for his zeal and granted his family a permanent priesthood. It's a shocking story of religious extremism and violence that raises deeply uncomfortable questions about justice, sin, and divine approval.
This biblical influencer literally died from his own hair. Absalom, King David's son, was known for 2 things: his stunning good looks and his incredibly thick, beautiful hair. His hair was so heavy that he had to cut it once a year, and it would weigh in at over 4 pounds. But his greatest source of vanity became the cause of his downfall. During a battle, as Absalom was riding his mule under a large oak tree, his magnificent hair got caught in the branches. The mule kept going, leaving him dangling helplessly between heaven and earth. It was there that his father's general, Joab, found him and, against King David's orders, killed him with 3 javelins. It's a brutal and ironic end for a prince who tried to steal a kingdom. A cautionary tale that proves that sometimes vanity can be deadly.